Once upon a time, in a distant African kingdom, there lived a girl named Ebre. Ebre was cheerful and kind-hearted, living with her mother, Neka. Ebre's father had passed away when she was only 2 years old, so Neka raised her alone with immense love and care. One day, on the eve of Ebre's 13th birthday, Neka dropped her off at school. "My angel, what do you want for your birthday tomorrow?" Neka asked with a smile. "Anything, Mom," Ebre replied. "Okay. I'll pick you up after school. Take care. Love you." "Thank you, Mom," Ebre said, feeling excited. At school, Ebre played with her friends, laughing and chatting about their favorite games. She was very happy, enjoying the company of her friends. 2 hours after school ended, Ebre was still waiting. "I have been waiting for 2 hours. Where is my mom?" she wondered, watching other children leave with their parents, growing more anxious. An hour later, she thought, "I have been waiting for 3 hours and I don't have my phone. I hope she is okay." Ebre wandered around the school gate, looking for a familiar face. Ebre saw a woman nearby and asked, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I use your phone to call my mom?" The woman said, "Sure, call her number." Ebre called and heard, "Ebre, this is Auntie Chinyere. Your mom had a bad accident. I'm at the hospital near your school with her." The phone slipped from Ebre's hand. The woman asked, "What happened?" But Ebre could only cry. Uncle Emeka came and took Ebre to the hospital. Ebre saw her mom on the bed. "Mom, what happened?" Ebre cried. "Please, my angel, I'm sorry. I have to leave you. But Auntie Chinyere will take care of you. Be good to her. Love her as you love me. Chinyere, please take care of Ebre. She has all my money and properties. Please send her to school. Ebre, be a good girl." "No, Mom, don't leave me," Ebre cried. "Ebre, I have to go. Chinyere, take care of her. Bye-bye, my angel." Neka passed away, and they took her body to the mortuary. Auntie Chinyere said, "Ebre, let's go home. I promise to take care of you and send you to school." When they got home, Auntie Chinyere asked, "Do you have money in your account?" "Yes, Auntie," Ebre said. "Go get your mom's phone." Ebre brought the phone, and Auntie Chinyere told her to remove the security locks. Ebre did as she was told. Auntie Chinyere also got Ebre to reveal all the bank details. Then Auntie Chinyere took all the money. A few months after the burial, Auntie Chinyere made Ebre a housemaid. She did not send Ebre to school, but used Ebre's mom's money to send her own children to a good school. One day, Auntie Chinyere said, "You are an orphan. You need to work to earn money. I don't have money to send you to school." "Auntie, what about my mom's properties?" Ebre asked. "I sold them for her burial," Auntie Chinyere replied. "What about the money?" Ebre asked. "Are you stupid? Go wash the clothes," Auntie Chinyere shouted. "Auntie, can I use the washing machine? My finger is hurt," Ebre asked. "If you touch it, I will kill you. Wash them before my children return," Auntie Chinyere said. "Okay, Auntie," Ebre said sadly. "First, boil rice and heat the stew for my children. Clean their rooms too," Auntie Chinyere said. "Okay, Auntie," Ebre said. Ebre worked hard every day. She cooked, cleaned, and washed clothes. Her hands were always tired and sore. She missed her mom dearly. A month later, Auntie Chinyere started making Ebre sleep with rich men for money, but she did not give Ebre any of it. One day, a man looking for a young girl for sacrifice came. Someone told him about Auntie Chinyere. She gave Ebre to him for money, not knowing he was a dangerous man. The man took Ebre to a strange room. Everything was red. Ebre felt terrified. The man locked the door and went to his restroom to chant. Ebre heard him say, "The 7th sacrifice is ready. I am waiting for the coffin." She turned and saw a red coffin on the bed. When Ebre turned back and saw the mysterious coffin, she wanted to scream. But she noticed a small space under the man's bed and quickly squeezed herself under it. Immediately after she hid, the man emerged with a strange knife. He searched his room for Ebre but couldn't find her. He went out and asked his servants if they had seen her, but they all said no. Chief Odom was furious. He returned to his secret room and searched again, but Ebre was nowhere to be found. A moment later, Ebre heard a chilling voice say, "You have just 2 hours left to return this coffin with a sacrifice, or you will be used for the sacrifice." "Grandmaster," I brought a sacrifice, but she disappeared, Chief Odom responded. If you don't offer your 7th sacrifice within 2 hours, you shall die, the voice declared. Chief Odom rushed to Auntie Chinier's house. Madam, why did you give me a ghost after I paid you 600K? Chief Odom demanded angrily. Sir, I don't understand what you are talking about, Auntie Chinier replied. That girl you gave me vanished in my room when I went to shower. I don't think she disappeared because she doesn't have such power. Maybe you didn't lock your door, and she escaped, Auntie Chinieri suggested. I locked it and took the keys. Did you check your room thoroughly? I tore the place apart looking for her, but she wasn't there. Madam, give me another girl between 12 and 16 years old, or refund my money. Sir, I don't have any other girl aside from the one I gave you. What about your daughter? Chief Odom asked. God forbid, I can't use my daughter for prostitution, Auntie Chinier retorted. Then return my 600K. Please, sir, calm down. I believe wherever the girl went, she will come back here. When she does, I will call you, or I'll bring her to you. Please, sir, be patient, Auntie Chinier pleaded. Madam, if I don't see that girl by tomorrow and you don't refund my 600K, there will be a serious problem between you and me, Chief Odom warned and walked away. Chief Odom found another girl for the sacrifice, while Ebere remained hidden under the bed. She stayed there until morning. In the morning, Chief Odom came to the room and went to the restroom. Fortunately for Ebere, the door was left unlocked. When she saw this, she silently ran away. Right after she left, Chief Odom came out and realized Ebere had escaped. He called his security and told them to be vigilant and not let her leave the compound. Eber ran and bumped into the man's chef, Kioma, in the kitchen. Who are you? Kioma asked. Please, help me. He wants to kill me. I am a poor orphan. Please, Ma, help me, Ebere cried. Kioma, Chief Odom called from outside the kitchen. Yes, sir, Kioma responded. Have you seen any girl in that kitchen? No, sir, Kioma replied. Kioma quickly hid Ebere inside a big freezer that she had defrosted and closed it. As soon as she closed it, Chief Odom walked in. Kioma, are you sure you didn't see the girl I've been looking for since yesterday? I swear, sir, I did not see her, Kioma responded. Who was saying, please, help me, I am an orphan, he wants to kill me? Chief Odom asked angrily. Kioma stammered. Kioma, why are you stammering? If you don't tell me the truth, I will kill you. Where is that girl? Chief Odom demanded. Sir, I swear with my life, I did not see any girl. Then who was saying, please help me, I am an orphan, he wants to kill me? Sir, it was a movie. Yes, it was a movie, sir, Kioma said, trembling. Why is the big freezer off? Chief Odom asked suspiciously. Sorry, sir, I forgot to turn it on after defrosting it, Kioma responded. Open it and let me see. And what did you say, sir? Kioma asked. Open that freezer before I stab you with this knife, Chief Odom commanded. Okay, sir, let me open it. Okay, sir, let me open it, Kioma responded with great fear. As soon as Kioma opened the freezer, Chief Odom received a shocking call from his hotel manager. Kioma quickly closed the freezer. Hello, sir. Please, the government is about to demolish your new hotel. They say the land belongs to the government. Please come right away. What? Driver, get the white Jeep ready. Kioma, run quickly to my room and bring my shirt and my briefcase. Okay, sir. Kioma, can't you run? Hurry up. After Chief Odom left, Kioma sent the gateman on an errand to buy some food. She then opened the freezer, brought out Ebere, and rushed her to her own house. At Kioma's house, Kioma's 3 sons were excited to see Ebere. They each tried to impress her by bringing her snacks, toys, and telling jokes. They competed with each other to make Ebere smile, but their fighting over her became too much. Kioma noticed the chaos and decided to act. Dear Ebere, I am very sorry for what I am about to do. It's neither your fault nor mine. Since you came to this house, my 3 sons have been fighting every day over you. Take this 20K and use it to take care of yourself. I will take you to the bus terminal where you can catch a bus to your aunt's house. Thank you very much. May God bless you for saving my life. Without you, I could have been dead by now. I appreciate everything you have done for me: accommodation, hospitality, and food. God bless you, Ebre said. You're welcome, Ebre. Make sure you explain everything you went through to your aunt. I will. When Ebre arrived at Auntie Chinieri's place. Hey, go back to wherever you came from, Auntie Chinieri said. Auntie, please, I'm sorry, it wasn't my fault. The man you gave me to was a ritualist. He wanted to use me for a sacrifice. Only God saved me from him. Ebre, how did you know the man was a ritualist? Auntie Chinieri asked. Ebre explained everything she went through to Auntie Chinieri. Why didn't you let the man use you for a sacrifice? Auntie Chinieri asked angrily. Auntie, I don't understand. Are you saying I should have let him use me for a ritual? Ebre, what are you living for? That man paid me 600K, and that money is more valuable than you. Anyway, get inside, freshen up, and get your things ready. Someone is coming to pick you up for 3 days. And what are you holding in your hands? Nothing, Auntie. Let me see it. Ebre, so you lied to me that the man wanted to use you for a sacrifice while you ran away from his house to stay with another man? No, Auntie. It was Kioma who gave me the money. Before I close my eyes and open them, you better put that money in my hand before I kill you. Now go inside and freshen up. Useless soul. Please, Auntie, can you give me a little money from the 20K so I can buy soap, cream, toothpaste, and body spray? They always complain about my body and mouth odor. Ebre, tell your boyfriend to buy you those things. I don't use my business money for personal needs. Now go to my bathroom. You will find some soap there. Use it and bathe. Okay, Auntie. Hey, pig, come back here. I'm not done with you. Before you bathe, go into my children's rooms, my husband's room, and my room. Collect all the dirty clothes and wash them thoroughly. Okay, Auntie, but Auntie, I am very hungry. Ebre, before I close my eyes and open them, you better be out of my sight. A few hours later, the man arrived to pick up Ebre. Ebre, Ebre, come out. Your customer is here, Auntie Chinier said. Ah, please, Auntie. I can't go with him. He's too huge and strong. He almost killed me the last time he took me. Ebre, are you mad? Auntie Chinier asked. Auntie, please, I'm not mad. I'm telling the truth. I don't have the strength to handle him. I barely survived last time. Ebre, whether you like it or not, you must go with him, Auntie Chinier said. Please, Auntie, I don't want to die like my parents. I'm only 14 years old. I can't handle him. I bled a lot the last time he was with me. Ebre, I have talked to him. He promised to take it easy on you, Auntie Chinier said. Auntie, I can't go with him. I'd accept to go with someone else, but not him, Ebre said. Madam, please refund my money. I'm leaving, the man said. Don't worry, my customer. She will go with you. Madam, stop forcing her to do what she can't. She just told you how she feels. Give me my money so I can leave, or give me your daughter. God forbid. I will never give my daughter to anyone for money, Auntie Chinier said. Very well then. Return my money and let this poor girl go, the man replied. After giving the man his money, and he left. Ebre, since you refuse to go with the man, you're leaving my house now. I don't want you here anymore. Auntie, I have been facing hell for the past 4 days. I slept outside. Please, Auntie, use me as your slave. I don't have anywhere to sleep tonight. The incomplete building where I used to sleep. Some bad boys came and raped me almost to death last night. Please, Auntie, have mercy on me, Ebre cried out. Auntie Chinieri pitied her and took her in that night. The next morning around 5 a.m., Auntie Chinieri took Ebre to a bus terminal and told the bus driver where to drop Ebre. The place was extremely far from her area, and Auntie Chinier had never been there before, but she told the driver to drop Ebre there. Ebre was weeping silently inside the bus, thinking her auntie had sold her out. After a 15-hour journey, the driver arrived at the area that Ebre's auntie had given him, and he dropped her off. Ebre became disoriented, not knowing which direction to go because she had never been to such a place before. 6 days later, when it was raining heavily, Ebre wandered around under the downpour, crying desperately. A couple was coming back from church. This couple had been married for 20 years without having a single child. They had tried everything to have a child but were unsuccessful. There was nothing medically wrong with them, and they were very desperate to have kids. While they were passing, they saw Ebre under the heavy rain, crying and wailing badly. What could have happened to that little girl that she is walking under this heavy rain and crying? Mrs. Desmond asked. Honey, possibly she is a mental case, Mr. Desmond responded. The girl I am seeing doesn't look like a mad person, because a mad person can't be walking under the heavy rain and crying uncontrollably like that, Mrs. Desmond replied. Honey, you're very correct. I think she's helpless and depressed. I feel sad for her, said Mr. Desmond. Honey, please reverse. I want to go and see her and also find out what's wrong with her because I don't think all is well with her, said Mrs. Desmond. Honey, you can't do that. You know the world is very dangerous. Who knows whether she's an agent of darkness looking for whom to use for sacrifice, said Mr. Desmond. Undoubtedly, the world is truly dangerous, but I don't have any weird feelings about the girl. I think she's a frustrated orphan. Please reverse. Let me go and find out what's wrong with her. Who knows whether it's through her that God will give us children, said Mrs. Desmond. Honey, I will never allow you to go and meet that girl. That's very risky, and there is nobody around that vicinity. What if she attacks you? Besides, you have a meeting with a governor's wife in less than 3 hours, Mr. Desmond replied. Honey, I won't waste time. Please reverse. If I perish, said Mrs. Desmond. Eventually, Mr. Desmond granted her request, and she got out of the car with an umbrella and went to meet Eberé. Little girl, what's wrong with you? And why are you walking under this heavy rain and crying? Mrs. Desmond asked. Ma, I am an orphan. I am homeless. I am helpless. I don't have anybody. I don't have anywhere to stay. I just wish I could die and rest because ever since I lost my precious mum, I have been suffering non-stop. Eberé responded with teary eyes. My daughter, you have God, Mrs. Desmond replied sadly. Where's he? Eberé asked. He is with you, Mrs. Desmond responded. Follow me to my house. I will take good care of you. Ma, the fact that I wish to die doesn't mean I should allow someone to use me for a ritual, said Eberé. No, I am a godly woman. I can't hurt a fly, let alone a poor orphan like you. Just follow me to my house, said Mrs. Desmond. Ma, swear with your life that you will not use me for sacrifice. I swear with my life, my daughter. Eberé took the risk and followed her, though she was as scared as a rabbit because of what she went through in the ritualist's house. But she didn't have any other option but to follow her. A few minutes later, they arrived at their house, and the woman told her chef to prepare very rich food for Eberé. When Eberé ate the food, she suddenly began to vomit sand. Little girl, why are you vomiting sand? Mr. and Mrs. Desmond asked coincidentally. I have been swallowing sand for the past 6 days to keep my stomach full because I was extremely hungry, and that sand truly helped me. A lot else I could have died after being raped 6 times by unknown street boys, Eberé responded. The couple was extremely touched. But why didn't you ask people for food or money instead of eating sand? Mr. Desmond asked. Sir, that's my weakness. I don't know how to ask someone for food or money, Eberé replied. Don't you have any relatives? Mrs. Desmond asked. Ma, I have an aunt. She is my late mum's older sister. Where is she, and why has she abandoned you completely? Mr. Desmond asked. After my mum died and she inherited all my mum's properties, she turned me into a slave and a prostitute. How did she turn you into a prostitute? Mrs. Desmond asked. Eberé narrated everything she went through and how Auntie Chenier mistreated her and threw her out of the house prematurely. The couple began to cry. They took her to the hospital for a medical checkup. When the doctor conducted the test, he said, Madam, there is absolutely nothing medically wrong with her. All she needs is good nutrition and serious rest, but she is pregnant. The couple was very happy to hear that she was pregnant, but they felt very sad and bad for her. When they got home, they asked her what she wanted them to do to make her happy. I am desperate to go to school to become a medical doctor, Eberé responded. My daughter, you can't go to school in this condition, but you will go to school sooner or later, Mrs. Desmond responded. Eberé was very happy to hear that and smiled for the first time. The couple hired 5 professional teachers for her, and she was extremely happy. 9 months later, she gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl, on her way to the hospital. The couple was extremely happy and employed 2 nannies to take care of Eberé and the babies, 1 nanny for the morning and 1 for the night. The nannies did their jobs excellently. A few months later, they enrolled Ebre in a prestigious school, one of the best private secondary schools in town. They changed her surname to theirs, and she attended school while the nannies took care of the babies. She did excellently well in her secondary school. After she finished, her adopted dad, Mr. Desmond, arranged a 100% scholarship for her to study medicine and surgery abroad because of her excellent performance. A few years later, she graduated and got engaged. She eventually married the son of an ambassador, and their wedding became the talk of the town. After their wedding, she and her husband moved to the UK, leaving her twins with her adoptive parents. 3 years later, Auntie Cheniere and her family started facing mysterious challenges. The government demolished their newly built house because someone sold them government land, and they became tenants. Auntie Cheniere's husband got his biological teen daughter pregnant, which became the talk of the town. It was a big abomination, so they banished him permanently, and Auntie Cheniere divorced him. After they banished Auntie Cheniere's husband, Auntie Cheniere's first son and his friends raped a pregnant woman almost to death. Vigilantes caught them, and they were sentenced to 14 years in prison. A few months later, Auntie Cheniere was accused of stealing N$25 million at her workplace. The management seized all her properties, and a week later, her account was frozen. She became as poor as a church mouse. Her first daughter, who married a wealthy man, was divorced for being barren. When the man married another girl, the new wife gave birth to a boy a few months after their wedding. Auntie Cheniere went to a pastor when the circumstances were beyond their control. She told the pastor everything she and her family were facing. When the pastor prayed for her, he suddenly had a revelation of what happened to her. "Madam, you are the cause of all the calamities happening in your family," said the pastor. "Man of God, what have I done? Please tell me." "Madam, you and your family are facing the consequences of how you mistreated your late sister's surviving child. Only that girl's forgiveness will redeem you and your family from these mysterious calamities, and this is just the beginning." Auntie Cheniere cried out and begged the pastor to pray for God to have mercy on her. "Madam, I am just a servant of God, and I do and say whatever God instructs me to do. I have told you the solution to your problem. Everything is up to you," the pastor replied. Auntie Cheniere was desperate and overwhelmed with guilt. She decided to find Ebre and seek her forgiveness. She traveled to the Desmonds' house, hoping they could help locate Ebre. When Auntie Cheniere arrived, she was met with a frosty reception from Mrs. Desmond. "What do you want here?" Mrs. Desmond asked coldly. "I am here to ask for Ebre's forgiveness. My family is suffering, and I know it's because of how I treated her. Please, help me find her," Auntie Cheniere pleaded, tears streaming down her face. Mrs. Desmond hesitated, but then decided to call Ebre, who was now living in the UK with her husband. "Ebre, your aunt is here. She wants to ask for your forgiveness," Mrs. Desmond said over the phone. Ebre was silent for a moment. Then she spoke. "Put her on the phone, please." Auntie Cheniere took the phone with trembling hands. "Ebre, my dear, I am so sorry for everything I did to you. Please forgive me. My family is suffering, and I know it's my fault." Ebre took a deep breath. "Auntie Cheniere, I forgive you. I have moved on with my life, and I hope you can find peace too. But you need to understand that what you did was very wrong." "I understand, Ebre. Thank you for your forgiveness. May God bless you," Auntie Cheniere said, sobbing. After the call, Ebre felt a sense of relief. She knew she had done the right thing by forgiving her aunt. Meanwhile, back in Nigeria, Auntie Cheniere's family began to see improvements in their lives. Slowly, they started rebuilding their lives, learning from their past mistakes. In the end, forgiveness proved powerful. Ebre's willingness to forgive her aunt brought peace and healing to both their lives. This story encourages us to be kind, compassionate, and forgiving, no matter the circumstances. Thank you for joining us on this deeply emotional journey of love, trust, and redemption. How did Ebre's story touch your heart? Were you moved by her struggle and the ultimate forgiveness she offered? Please share your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Your feedback is invaluable to us and inspires us to bring you more powerful and heartfelt stories. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more stories.